Okay, December 24th, Christmas Eve, a little bit of an update here. We got this left section just about completely framed out. I keep saying we, like I'm doing some tutorial video here. It's me. I'm the one doing the work here. So I got this side all framed out. Everything's tacked in. I had to do a little bit of electrical work here. I am not sure if in a prior video I showed how all the wires were tacked above that header board there. Well, eventually I want that to be sheetrock, coming in, or at least a little blind, neaten it up. So what I'm going to do is hide them all in the joist. So I took about 500 staples out. You can see they're all over the floor here. I got to clean up. And I will reroute the wires up in the joists over here. I mean, the electrician did a phenomenal job. It was very neat, but it's not going to be really conducive to putting sheetrock on this wall. So what I think I'll do, there's enough slack in these, I'll retack them to the bottom of the joist. Ideally, what I'd like to do is run them in the joist and through it, but that would involve disconnecting every wire from the service panel all the way over there and re-snaking each one through. I'm not sure I have the ambition to do that, being that I'm probably going to go with some kind of a drop ceiling in here. I figure if I just tack them to the bottom of the joists, then I could somehow get the anchors for the drop ceiling in between the wires and conceal them pretty good. It's going to get a little bit messy here because there's some going through. I'm going to try to figure out a way to continue that hole straight up through to get those wires through that header board and clean all that up. Anyway, like I said, quick little update there. I'll show you the rest of the framing that's done here. If you can see beyond the workstation, this wall's all done. I don't think I had this soffit built out at the time. That wall's done. The doorway, there will be a door here that'll swing into the room. The only other wall I need to put up is right between these two lolly columns. The only reason I haven't done it yet is because, as I mentioned in the past video, I'm going with floor adhesive to put the floorboard down, and I don't want to open a tube for one quick little shot of it. So when I get to another area where I got glue another floorboard down, I'll do that in one shot because it's obviously not going to take too much of the tube. That's where we stand. Okay, back to the electrical work that I'm doing. Ambition got the better of me, and I decided instead of tacking them all to the bottom of the joist, I'm going to pull all the wires out of the panel and route them through the joist. So I started a couple there. We still have a lot hanging down. There's some that I've pulled back already. See here the line goes. So they'll go that whole run there. That's all laying on the floor. That's all disconnected from the panel already. And that will get run, snaked through. Clean all this up. Once it gets connected there, everything will go along the top. And continuing on here, you can see all the wires that I've disconnected from the panel, which basically means I'd say about 75% of the house is disconnected. And we'll come into the panel over here, and we'll see how I took everything off. A lot of the circuits are in the off position right now. Luckily I was able to keep the basement lights connected, so I have some room to work, but you can see how many spaces are blank there. And swinging up and around here. Again, you can see all the wires dangling down. So I'm going to go to the other side, pull all these wires through, snake them through the holes that I made in the joists, and reconnect everything. Monday night, December 29th, finally got all the electrical rerouting done. You could see on this header board, maybe close up some of the staple holes that were in there. So now everything's tucked up in the joist. We'll follow the whole reroute here. There's one little wire there still underneath the joist. I'll run that. That's just going in the opposite direction, so I didn't get to that one yet. But you can see I put some holes through the joist boards. Ran about 5-6 wires in each one. Comes down, around. See, this is all cleaned up again. It was all attached to this board. You could see the holes from the staples, about every 12 inches apart. They were in there. Coming around here, everything's tucked away real nice up in the joists. We'll take a trip all the way over to the panel board here. Again, both sides. Some up here, some up that way. Oh, by the way, I have no idea what this thing is. If anybody's ever watching this video on YouTube and could identify what this is for me, please post a comment. I would love to know. I think it has something to do with the doorbell, but I disconnected it and that didn't seem to really do anything. So you see I used some zip ties, used a couple more staples, ran everything through. It's all neat, all the way back to the board. So basically all these wires that I have labeled with numbers that correspond with the numbers inside the box, everything on this left side of the box was disconnected, pulled all the way through on the route that I just took, and restrung through everything. So there it is, nice and neat. Now I could get a ceiling in here with no problem. One other thing here, the light switch, which controls all the basement lights, had all these wires. Some go to another switch at the top of the steps, some just route to the lights and other junction boxes. When that was coming through, it was drilled originally through the header board there and then out the side, and again everything was a mess on the side coming around into the corner. I took a 7/8 inch long drill bit, went right through all that header board and was able to come out the top. So again, that's part of what's tucked up in the joists. So there you have it, everything nice and neat.